I know it's always hard to go first. I love the idea of self-determination and how you use that for your school's mission and vision statement. I think it's so incredibly important as students transition to post-secondary life that they take ownership of it, and you seem to have thought through the gradual release of that ownership and how to really support students as they take on more and more ownership. So I think that's really important. I'm wondering if you have additional thoughts on supporting students with disabilities and English language learners through the curriculum. You didn't talk about whether they would be fully integrated into the classrooms or not, and exactly what that would look like.
Thank you for the question. I will address the students with special education services. So in addition to the co-teaching model, which is the model we are choosing to use, there will be a multidisciplinary curriculum. So in each class there could be up to 3 teachers, English educator, a social studies educator, and a special educator. We also have the Foundation for Navigation block, which provides enrichment or remediation depending on student need. And then depending on how specific the student needs are, we have reserved money in our per session funding for after-school tutoring.
Other questions?
And I'll address that from the ESL standpoint for English language learners. So we're expecting for our population of 100 students, roughly 10 English language learners, but to ensure that they're supported, we were fully funding our ESL teacher, because we also wanted that teacher to start to develop portfolios, which was another way that we wanted the ESL teacher to track them. And so it's not just the instructional coach, it's not just the co-teaching model, but also all 5 teachers will be working together, because the instructional coach is really going to be like a curriculum director or an instructional dean, and that person is going to take the bulk of the responsibility in terms of the curriculum. And we did want to fund a full-time instructional coach, so that person would be in the classroom constantly, and that way the individual teachers and the co-teachers would have support from both the special ed and the ESL, so those accommodations are made all the time, as well as the teachers pushing it.
Two-part question. I'll just give the first part first. Talk about the kind of teacher that you're looking for to join this team.
We are looking for content area experts. The multidisciplinary curriculum, we believe, can only be done effectively if you are really expert in your content field. Only then can you start to make connections with other subjects. So we're looking to hire teachers who, from very prestigious universities, with backgrounds that are in their particular subject: history, English, math, physics, chemistry, biology. We're looking for very experienced and specialized content area teachers. And then I'm sure one of my other team members will add to my answer.
So the person that we're looking for is actually, they're going to want to do more than just teach. So, and I think the person that we're looking for is what we consider to be good teachers. So someone that wants to collaborate, someone that wants to do long-term planning, someone that wants to think outside the box and be creative, someone that really loves what they're teaching and wants to have relationships with students. And also someone who would take feedback from their peers as well as from an instructional coach.
Part 2 of the question then, and sorry to do this to you, is in August. You haven't found that person. And you're hiring a veteran. You need to hire a veteran person who doesn't know their content particularly well and is not particularly clever, is not particularly bought into the model. How do you handle that?
Well, we have a lot of support built into our structure and our calendar. So daily there's collaborative planning with an instructional coach. And because all of the teachers are planning together, it's, we're going to create an environment that is incredibly supportive to win that teacher over and to create that buy-in. And really, because our entire structure is built upon this multidisciplinary foundation, that teacher would be challenged to not fully participate. So.
Also, we have a 2-week professional development prior to the start of the school year, which would sort of lay a foundation for this for any incoming teachers if they were not, whether they're content experts or not as, expertise oriented.
Did I notice 4.5 teachers on your staffing plan?
We have one F status teacher, a PE teacher.
That's the half teacher? So it's 4.5 teachers.
No, there's 4 content teachers, so we have, in addition, there's also a full-time ESL and special education teacher, and then an F status PE teacher.
Good morning. First of all, I just wanted to congratulate you. obviously that you've put a ton of time and effort in your presentation, and it was amazingly well done, so very nice. The concept of maps and core is very well aligned with our existing initiatives through the DOE, so well done there as well. I just wanted to follow up on the idea of supporting teachers, and you spoke very nicely about differentiating support for children. You spoke very nicely about indicators throughout their school existence, and I'm just wondering if there's an opportunity for you to create the same pathway for teachers.
Yes, we definitely believe that adult development and support is as important as student development and support. And we recognize that many schools are sterile environments for students and adults alike. And so we're dedicated to putting in place the 4 pillar practices from Ellie Drago Severson, in terms of mentoring, teaming, leadership opportunities, and so on. And very much aligning those particular structures to the individual teacher need.
I'd like to add a little to that. Teachers will be doing inquiry and will be involved in inquiry groups twice monthly during their after-school professional development time, which is also funded through Per Session. And during this time, they're going to bring their own classroom data to other teachers. They're going to bring student work to other teachers, and it's going to be using school reform initiative protocols, constantly having a feedback loop for teachers, and also kind of creating that internal capacity in our teachers that we're looking for.
Transitioning from questions to just comments. But only, Vicki, only if you also make it count.
So one thing I thought was really strong was just kind of this focus around sort of having students work on major. Having students work on projects, major projects, and presenting them to the whole school community. And I wanted to ask whether that was something that would happen at every grade level twice a year.
Yes.
And so who would be sitting, you mentioned that families would like, you'd be inviting family members. Could you speak a little bit more to who else would be sort of there and what it would look like?
Our hope is that we are not only getting family members, who will be a large bulk, especially in 6th grade at a new school, but over the course of our school, we're hoping to connect to different community partners, both in our neighborhood, but also throughout the city. And so the principal's job is going to be a large part of the principal's job, and our jobs as principals, who are New York City teachers, to use our connections in the area to get other community partners who we may be able to use later on for shadowing options, internship options. So that's also what we're considering arriving.
We also have a parent community coordinator who will be responsible for sort of eliciting more community support.
And then just speaking a little more about family, you're talking about District 7 in the Bronx, so I wanted to just hear a little bit more about how you intend to engage families throughout the year, and if at all, kind of having families kind of make formal commitments to their role in their students, in their children's education.
We plan to engage parent support, especially that 6th grade year. We find that to be the crucial year, as that's the most parent involvement through the middle school. So by really engaging them in that first year, by inviting them to roundtable presentations, by also inviting them to take part in our exploratory blocks, we're hoping that that will kind of elicit that really support that we're going to hope to see 6th through 12th grade.
And additionally, because we have that democratic curriculum where students are actually going out into their communities, we think that's a really wonderful opportunity for students to engage with their families directly, going to their families and bringing them into the classroom as well.
Some final observations, some comments.
I don't know if I mentioned this already, I thought the advisory focus was really strong. The idea of looping the 6 and then changing for the high school thing so that students have like that natural.
I appreciated the sort of coherence of thinking about the school, sort of indicators, schedule, budget, different pieces, the way, and in answer to the questions, you're able to connect those different pieces. I think that's really great.